Hey there, it's o2manyfish, and we are in the middle of August, and tank sitting behind me, putting my face on screen for a couple reasons. One, you're gonna find me stuttering a lot, missing words and things. If you've been watching my videos, you know I don't do any editing because I just like to put the stuff out there for you guys to sit and enjoy. I've got some issues with my brain, and so it makes it harder and harder for me to get the words out that I want to get out for you guys. So please excuse the stuttering, the stumbling, the mumbling, the da-da-da-da-das. I'll do the best I can. If it gets really bad, I'll try to edit it out. But it's not fun stuff, and so I apologize for sounding like an idiot sometimes. Anyways, also, this is my mug. I am going to be at RAP in Anaheim this coming weekend, August 17th and 18th. Just wandering around with my wife, so if you want to meet the woman that doesn't mind having all this fish crap throughout their house and yard and everywhere and goes to all these shows, Miss o2manyfish will be there. Also, I will be in Orlando at the end of the month for MACNA. I'll be hanging out with the guys from Mindstream. Yay! I'll be with the Mindstream guys. Also with my good friends over at Unique Corals, which is also Triton, which is also Marco Rocks. The Coral Essential guys, can't wait to hang out with them. And the Aussies are coming, so you will be able to find me there. Pretty easy to spot. I am always wearing a Hawaiian shirt, and maybe even a kilt if you get lucky. So, like I said, my brain's not always working. If you've met me before, if you've met me 100 times, and you walk past me at the show and I give you no acknowledgement whatsoever, please feel free to come up and introduce yourself. Act like you've never met me before, or act like I've never met you before, because I probably don't remember having met you before. All right, so let's go talk about some fish and stuff now, because we got some really cool things going on. So I'm gonna get out of the camera, get behind the camera, and talk to you about some of our fish. So the topic for today's video is going to be those special fish, and we're going to start off here in front of the 400-gallon tank, which is doing really well. The lights are just starting to turn on. It's 5 o'clock here in LA, so the sun is out in the backyard, so we have a little bit of glare, and I'm going to come back later tonight and do a better video of this tank because it's looking really good and the fish are looking really good. But as far as the oddities go, we're talking about the kind of things that you just don't see anywhere else. Y'all remember, this is our blue tang without a tail. He is doing great. He's grown quite a bit since we first got him, and just cruising right along. He has no issues with the other tangs throughout this tank. There's my wife's Achilles, and we have two other blues, but they're a little bit upset that I'm in front of the tank right now. There's our monster blue that we've had for 8 years now, I think. So in this tank, fish that are unique that you won't see anywhere else, well, right there, you've got a pair of spawning gold flakes. Kind of special. I don't know anybody else that has them. And we have our pair of yellow belly misbarred regal angels. There's one in the front. When he turns around, we should see that really cool misbar pattern there. There's one of our pair of joculators in the tank. The joculators just started spawning the other night, which was really cool. At least I was up late enough to catch that one. So we're outside, and it is 5 o'clock on a day where the temperatures just topped out at around 103, I think, here on the backyard. And this is one of our outside frag tanks, and this tank also has some pretty cool fish in it that you just won't find anywhere else. So, as well as my parrot in the back upstairs, who's a little bit upset that I'm not spending time with him. So the fish in this tank that are unique, right there in front, you've got our hybrid powder blue tang. That's a powder blue crossed with a gold rim, really deep purple color. That's not daylight, the way the light is over the tank, because there is no light but sunlight over the tank. That's the way that guy looks all the time. You'll notice we also have another pair of gold flakes out here. The majestic angel that you see, that guy still has his juvenile lines on his head and tail, which for a Navarcus angel is really unusual. Usually those lines are gone by the time the fish is about an inch or inch and a half. They mature very quickly, changing from black, blue, and white
vertical lines to the gorgeous blue girdled fish that you see there. And then if you've been watching my videos, you know that one of our coolest fish that we have is the sailfin tang in this tank. And I probably should have said something at the start of the conversation about the sailfin to watch out for him, because he's not always real good about coming into camera, but that's what I call the rabbi tang, or Jake Adams at Reef Builders calls the keyhole tang, and he's the fish that has a hole through him. If you watch the videos and photos when we first got him at the beginning of spring, he was quite a bit smaller. He has gotten larger. As he's gotten larger, the hole has actually gotten a little bit larger. And these fish are relatively shy in this tank. I don't have an explanation for it. They don't like me. Perhaps I don't feed them enough. Maybe they don't like the big macaw yelling at them, although he doesn't yell that often, but sometimes he does. Other neat little things in this tank, we have a pair of dragon-face pipefish. So there, we've put some food in. That should give us a little bit better shot of the fish we're looking for. See the big hole right there, bottom of the fish? Anyways, he's doing good. Obviously, he's getting well with everybody. Pull back here. The frag tanks are looking packed, and I mean packed. The coral has been growing awesome this summer. The extra coral that we took from our friend moving out of town, all those fish got donated to a school, and the coral is slowly coming around, getting some really good color, and it's going out piece by piece as I meet people that are in need of coral. So now we're in, I guess, I'm not sure how to organize them. I'm not sure if this is the first frag tank because I was here first, or this is the second frag tank because it's got the corals in it that are all the Montes and silly stuff. But this tank also has some really cool fish in it. So this tank I have come off the tripod, and I will try to keep things steady for you. So neat fish in this tank. One, if you watch closely on our angelfish, it's missing an eye on the right side. That's right. Police helicopter. Probably looking for the person that shot our rabbi tang. And we have here our angel with, there you go, good shot, no eye on that side. We ended up with a second hybrid powder blue tang. And this guy, still a little bit skinny, but doing really well. And then, let's check this guy out. This is a chromis we just rescued, also missing an eye. And down here on the bottom from, was it last week? Behind the multi-bars, there is our hybrid lemon peel, getting chased by our Libby, and there was a great shot of the blue spots on him. He is eating, not as much as I would like. He's doing more picking than anything else, so he's still a little bit on the skinny side, but again, one of a kind kind of fish. Really neat. Like these little oddities, things that you just can't spot anywhere else, as if having this many tangs and damsels was something that you do see everywhere else, probably not. And then we'll come down and take a look at the corals while we are here. These big pieces over here, these are from the tank we have for donation corals. So these are slowly being fragged apart and sent off. These, if you recall, these were all brown, and now we're getting some really cool colors on them. And again, we're not playing with any blue lights, we're playing with blue sky. So the colors that you see here, this is with no trickery whatsoever. And so this is some of the slender acros that we got that all turned to sky blue. And then we've been trying to organize and sort our frags. So basic Montes, these are all Lang Sai pieces. German, was it blue polyp digi? We are on the opposite side of the #1 frag tank. So that means if I come across, there's #2. Slowly, there's #1. Also in this tank, special fish. This mandarin, you'll see his, I think it's his right eye, has a great big white spot in it. So he's also half blind. And another shot. Worldwide corals, flying ball, Anacarpora there. It's green digitata, blue heliopora, looking nicely polyp during the daytime, which is kind of cool. Who else do we have in here? Reef Tech Starburst, is it? Purple, Kelly Green Samacora. Some of our grafted Monty. Come across over here, more frags, more frags, more frags, more frags, more frags. A couple clams hanging out. And let's see, some of our bang guys that we hit, those are our babies from last year. There are a pair of multi-bars in here. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do with them yet. I like them. Here comes the hybrid. So as you can see, he's picking well, but he is definitely on the skinny side. There's a Bellis. We're gonna try to add that Bellis. There's a nice shot of the chromis. By the way, this chromis has been in someone's tank that's moving to New Zealand for years and years and years. So not anything bad. The Angel has also been in someone's tank for years and years and years with empty. Down here in our unloved section, we have, we can't even, the glare's so bad. You guys can't see that monster fish, can you? Oh, there he goes. So this is the guy that was rescued from the 200. Anyways, he's a monster, but he's a good monster. He now takes food right out of my hand. Sorry, I don't know how to get a better shot out here with the way the light is right now. You may never see this. This is a slow walk down the inside view of frag tank number 2. This has got the acros in it. All this blue, that was the big torque colony that came from the tank we cleared out. Sitting back here, we have some Icefire Echinata. We picked this up on Monday without any color on it whatsoever. And so we've thrown it back here. So it started, as you can see, color on it is pretty good for just a few days. As you can see, stuff is doing really good, whether fish or corals. We're on a roll right now. Haven't done any water tests because things are working really well. It's been about 20 minutes since we sat in front of the fish tank and started shooting video today, and the lights have come on a little bit more. So I'll give you a brief update. As you can see, the tank getting a little bit brighter, coral starting to show up. The fragging that we did last week, if you remember, the back wall was all green star polyps. We ripped out a ton of that. Here you can see the massive amount of ore age at a mine trick that's gone all the way around to this edge over here. And we harvested a bunch of the yellow hammer. The orange hammer we had that was sitting over here underneath the cocoa worm did so well that it started taking out all the corals around it. So we have moved it and created hopefully what'll be a really neat Euphilia garden in the back of the tank. So the focus will come in there. Come on, guys. Is that coming through? Anyways, as you stand from the front of the tank, it's in the back. And I used a PVC or ABS pipe and created a bunch of little stands for it. I'm probably gonna have to go in later and do a top-down shot for you guys. This is just quick little video. We cleared off all the coral that was growing off this back wall. We took out a bunch of the Monty that was up here on top. We cleared out just a ton of detritus that was down here on the bottom. We brought some clams inside. These hammers were on the ground. We brought them up over here. Everything else is doing just really, really well. Kung Pao doing good. Beach Bum got overgrown by the Jedi, and so it's just starting to recover. Our Fruity Pebbles is happy. Rainbow, great. Coming across. And here's something kind of neat. So on top of our mine stream, yes, that's an actual mine stream in the wild, is my pair of harlequin shrimp. Oh, come on. Well, trust me, it's out of focus. Those blurry things, those are harlequins. Those are coming in between glares and everything else. So that's gonna be, oh, check out this orange hammer. We'll get some more shot footage of that later when the lights are fully on.